Have you ever wondered who's behind the leading edge sign? In this series of interviews with leading edge real estate agents, we'll uncover exactly who is behind the sign, what makes them so unique, and how they're staying on top of their real estate game while living their best life. Hey everyone, it's Christine George with Leading Edge Real Estate, and welcome to episode 4 of Behind the Sign. Today, I'm really excited to be speaking with Mary Scimemi. Mary is the team leader for what other than the Mary Scimemi team. Here's the interesting part. She's based in Melrose, Massachusetts, but she serves clients from Berkshire County to Barnstable County, Southern New Hampshire to Scituate, and everything in between. She oozes positivity, has lots of energy and love for everyone, and subscribes to the belief that collaboration lifts everyone. So Mary, I always like to open with kind words from clients. And so I found this one and I thought it was really special. From the very beginning of this whole process up to the very end, there is no one I would rather have with me on this journey than Mary Scimemi. Outstanding advice, direction, and professionalism throughout the entire process. Above and beyond my expectations. Negotiation skills were amazing, and her entire team was always available and thorough.
That's nice.
Isn't that nice? Welcome, Mary.
Yeah, and notice how they said the whole team. So there you go. It takes team effort for sure.
It absolutely does. Welcome. Mary is one of my favorite people just because you are just always so positive all the time and light. I feel like you don't sweat the small stuff. So I'm going to just get right into it.
Okay.
So you've been in the business a long time. You've had a successful career, and now you're leading a very successful team. So first question is, did you see yourself as a team leader? Did you envision this at some point in your career?
I did not. I did not. It's not something I thought about when I first started in the business. You know, if I look back in hindsight, I have the tendency to love to nurture people and bring them to their fullest, but I'm independent, and I really was more focused on me being an independent agent and working hard for my clients. So the answer is no, I did not. It came slow and steady.
And how does it feel now?
I love it.
You love it?
I love it. Yeah. I think what I used to think being a team leader meant you had to manage. And I never viewed myself as being a manager. And it's really not about managing. It's about bringing out the best in that person. So once I viewed it differently, bringing people to the best they can be is really being a team leader, not managing them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love that because, you do that in all parts of your life as a mom and a sister. Yep. Yeah. And a daughter.
And all your roles. And I think once you can view it that way, as you know, as a mother, you're just trying to bring out their best qualities and help them grow to a place that they're okay and they can make it out in the world on their own with their qualities. And I view the same thing as being a team leader with my team members. Let me find out what makes them tick, what is their strengths and weaknesses, and help them bring it out when it comes to real estate. So yeah, it's very similar. It's, listen, I'm almost the same age as Dell, so I'm not his mother.
Well, and we should note too, speaking of Dell, that we were going to talk to Dell today, and he had some personal stuff happening that he was not able to be with us today. So
I was second choice, just so you know. Second choice. I sent you a little picture, remember, and I was all excited. So,
oh my God, I have to show this picture that Mary sent me. She sent it to me 5 minutes before we came on, and it is awesome.
It's the way you have to look at life. There you go.
It is.
That's how I want to live, just like that. It's a state of mind, and that's okay that I was, picked after Dell, and now he's going to go in the end. There I am, all excited.
Yeah, and this little guy's in third place, and look how excited he or she is.
Exactly. There you go. One of my favorite things, Christine. I said, oh, that is the perfect one to send her. So, yeah, Dell will be taking my place, and I'm taking his. So,
and we'll dedicate this episode to Dell.
Let's do that.
So I want to ask you, what's been the most challenging part of being a leader?
I think in the beginning, when I first started to decide to take on a team, I think it goes back to what I thought a team leader was supposed to be, meaning I was supposed to manage them. And, I had a lot of stumbles along the way. It wasn't perfect. And I learned with them how to be the best team leader. And that part in the very beginning, that learning part, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you're trying to grow and you go through the learning phases and the growth pain, I'm sure I wasn't perfect. I'm still not, but I think I learned a lot what my role really is. And it's going to keep coming back to that. My role is, I'm not their boss. We're independent workers. My role is to really bring out the best of them, get to know them, have a good relationship with them, a close relationship with them. I think I have a close relationship with everybody on my team.
I love that. And I think what's unique about our business is, versus like the corporate world, is that it really is about caring about the person, the whole person, not just their production or what they can do for you or the team. It's caring about who they are, what's important to them, and how to get, like you say, how to get the best out of them, given who they are, and not trying to change them. And, just really loving them as a human being.
As a human being. And, that's so important to me. And vice versa. I know they're there for me. They get to know me. And the one good thing is, as a family, we are able to help each other with our clients. They each all know my clients, whether I'm working up in New Hampshire with Dell, for example, and it's my client, he's with me. And vice versa, his clients know me, or Nathan brings me to his list, and they never have just one person, and they feel like they have a family. And I think that's what happens with us as a group. And that's an important piece for me when I'm deciding who's coming on the team.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. It really is, because that cultural fit and sort of having that baseline of values.
Yep.
That's common.
Values, hard work, and integrity are the first things I look for. And that's just the beginning, right? But those are the three keys for me that I look for.
That's great. Tell me, what's been the most rewarding part of being a team leader?
Seeing them come to the, watching the growth, probably, I've had Nathan and Dell both have been with me for a while now, and watching them grow, and me helping them get there. And they've helped me grow too. So I can keep trying to take credit that I'm everything, but I'm not. They help me grow. They bring their strengths. But for me, watching them, bring out the best in them, and their clients so happy with, what they've done in the transaction. And that part has been incredibly rewarding for me. And, Jamila has just joined the team, and I'm excited. Like, I'm starting to get to know her. And, we've had our conversations of, watching her grow, and I'm going to do some webinars with her, and I'm going to do some videos with her. And I just can already tell in the 3 months, she's just that much more confident, even just going to an open house, the little things like that. She's coming into her own, and it takes a while. And, that is for me what is so rewarding on my end.
Yeah, I agree. And, it's funny, when I was just sort of doing a little research on you guys, I mean, I've known you for a long time, but just I wanted to see what people were saying about you. A lot of the reviews were for Dell. Yeah. A lot of the reviews were really, really positive, heartwarming reviews for Dell. And so, you really clearly have not made it about you. It's really about the entire team, and, you know, seeing them be able to grow and, you know, gain their own credibility with the clients.
Absolutely. Hey, there's times that my own clients probably like Dell better than me.
I won't tell him. I won't tell him. So let's talk about, well, go ahead.
I was going to say about Megan too. You know, she's the quiet one behind the scenes. But she, and I've said it so many times, the glue that keeps us together. You know, she makes us look so good because she is such a good manager. But she's the quiet one, that she's behind the scenes. She doesn't get any of the compliments that we get, or the write-ups, and, you know, the things she does for us and keeping the transaction together, and how we're in so many places at once. It's her. It's her.
Yeah.
And we all, you know, Nathan will tell you over and over again, what would I do without Megan? It's never what will I do without Mary. It's what will I do without Megan?
Well, that's, you know, and that's all part of it. And all those folks who are the, you know, the behind the scenes people, they are the ones. I mean, you're like you say, they're the glue. They're like the center nucleus that keeps everybody together.
For sure. Yeah. Very important.
So I want to talk about your business for a second, because when most real estate agents prefer to sort of stay close to home, have like a really tight niche in a certain geographic area, you have pretty much done the opposite. I've heard you say you'll go anywhere. So why is that? Why are you so different in that way than other agents?
You know, it goes way back when I first started in the business, and you typically work with buyers first. That's, you know, the way it is. And, you know, I'd have buyers that started in one area closer to Boston. And, you know, when I started, it was a seller's market again back then, a different one, but it was a seller's market. And, you know, we slowly had to extend out away from the Boston area. And as far as I was concerned, it didn't matter to me where my client wanted to go. I would educate myself anywhere they wanted to go. They're loyal to me. I'm going to be loyal to you. That's how it started. And then I think I've discussed this before, being an auctioneer in all over Massachusetts and New Hampshire. When the market crashed, I really had to learn every market in Massachusetts and in New Hampshire. So that background helped me go anywhere because I knew the market. So I think for me, it was always, I'm going to go where my clients want me to go. And that suited me because I'm very much about relationships. So, I mean, most of my clients, I still have a relationship with. I have client parties every year. I stay in touch with them. It's very important for me that my relationship continues on. So that has been the success for me, is that I'm really relationship oriented, and there's nothing wrong if you want to be in a town that you're known as the realtor, and that's fine. It's just my personality tends to be about my clients and where they want to go, and who I work with. So it's just never bothered me. And as I have a bigger team now, it's even easier. And most people are like, how's she all over these places? There's always two of us to a listing and two of us to a buyer. So they all know, whether it's me and Nathan, whether it's me and Dell, whether it's going to be me and Jamila, and we all kind of, cover different areas. So, and because I have a full-time team manager who manages the transaction, it's easy for me to be out and about everywhere.
Yeah. That's great.
Well, I mean, because I don't do it alone. Yeah,
and that was really going to be my next question, because not only are you willing to go where your clients go, but you also just opened up a new affiliate office, a leading edge affiliate office in Yarmouth on Cape Cod. So congratulations. And so I'm thinking, oh my God, how is she able to go everywhere and also be on the Cape as well? Because that's, anybody who's not from Massachusetts, getting down to the Cape, especially in the summer, is not easy. It's a big challenge. And so it's really about the team.
Yep, it's about the team, and I'll have a team member down here too. It is about the team, and you can't fool yourself to think you can be in all those places at once. You can't. So you have to make sure you have someone in all those places. And down the Cape, I'll be very much a part of whether it's my buyer down here, but they'll also have the other team member down here with them. So nobody's left high and dry ever. Just like up in New Hampshire, it's me and Dal who are both licensed, so we both work the client. And if it's Rockport or Gloucester, it's Nathan who's there, and Jamila's in Cambridge. So that's how I manage it. It's not because I'm Superwoman. I'm not. It's because putting the right people around me, which is the key.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the key to anything, whether you're a parent or, in your business professional world. I mean, it takes a village. You need strong people around you who are, also going to complement your own skills and talents,
I learned that a long time ago that you need a village. You really, really do. But raising children or having a team, or, if you're going to be out like in this many places, you need a village.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Okay, let me think about that one. I've been given a lot of great advice. Now I'll always go back to my father, the wisest guy out there, and we all know how I feel about him.
Yeah.
Probably because it applies everywhere. The best advice is that sometimes the right thing is the hard thing to do, but do it.
Yeah.
And I think that I've tried to apply that in every area of my life, personal, business. And we're in sales, and you have to do the right thing by your client. Yeah. And following those, inner doing the right thing, even if it's hard, doing the right thing by your client, or anybody you care about. And I do care about my clients. It's probably one of the best advice I've been given. One of them. I have lots of quotes, but we won't go there.
Okay. So, well, that begs the question: have you ever talked a buyer out of a house?
Oh yeah. Of course I have, for sure. And I guess that's what it is. You know if it's right, if it's not right. And if you've gotten to know your client, and I tend to work with a client for a long time, that absolutely, I have talked them out of buying a house many times. I try to give them the right information that they get there with me, just like on the selling side. It's the same thing on the selling side. One example would have been, we had, in this market, it's crazy. And, the holding offers is something that I'm really adamant about. If you're going to do it, we have them signed that they want to hold the offers. I don't understand this holding offers, but seller has the right to accept. Don't get it. But anyways, it's one or the other. So, and I really have the conversation with them that we're going to do the right thing. And I had this one sale that an offer came in, and it was, $60,000. This was the beginning of last year, cash offer over asking. And she really wanted to take it. And I said, but you signed the form, and, you can't do that. You can't do that. We can't go backwards. And at the end, of course, my advice was, remember what we said. If they really want it, they'll be here waiting. And sure enough, we had 42 offers.
Oh my God.
He still won, but we got more money.
That's fantastic.
No matter what side you're on, you have to do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing. And she really wanted to take that offer. That was hard for me to keep saying, you can't. We agree with this. So, yes, I have on all counts.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so we're going to end with, I have one more question. What's next for the Mary Scimemi team?
Oh boy. I'm going to tell you that I live by these rules. I've worked very hard my whole life to not live in the past or the future. And I think this part, know about me. I'm, a yogi, and, I've spent my life going, you can't worry about your mistakes, let them go, and I can move on quickly. And I don't go that much in the future because I try to stay in what I have. And I'm going to have to say that at this moment, I'm going to enjoy every second of me having the most fabulous team. Just open Yarmouthport. I'm going to get it right. And I don't know, but I'm open to anything.
Awesome. I love that. I love that. And after the year we've had, I mean, how can you live any differently? All right. I'm going to hit you with 6 like rapid fire, quick hit questions.
Oh boy. Did you really have to do that? Okay, hold on. Let me drink my tea.
You ready?
I think so. Go ahead.
Your favorite movie?
My Fair Lady.
Oh.
I always go for the underdog, first of all. Remember that?
Yeah.
And every movie I love, it's when somebody just is, the underdog comes rising up.
Oh, me too.
I want fantasy land when I watch movies. I don't need, life is sometimes hard enough. Let's just escape. That's TV for me.
Yeah, I am with you. All right. Salty or sweet?
Salty.
The last book you read?
Michelle Obama.
Oh, that's like...
Good book.
I love her.
I'm not reading enough, but that was the last book I read. Yes.
So I read The Becoming, and I actually listened to it on Audible, and it was like she was in front of me. It was just her voice. It was amazing. Yeah. I loved that book.
She's just so real. She
is. Where's the first place you're going to travel after the pandemic? I think
Sicily, already booked.
Are you going in September?
I am.
Oh my God.
Unless they cancel on us again, but we have a bike trip to Sicily. And,
oh my God.
So Bianca, this bike trip will be her first time going back to her dad's hometown. So it'll be fun. They can't cancel on us again.
No, I know. That's exciting. That's got to be mine too, because that's where my grandfather came from.
Yeah.
And I so want to go back to his hometown.
Sicily, I love Italy, but Sicily's one of my favorite places to go to.
Oh, I've never been.
It'll be my third time, and it's amazing. Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Who would you most like to meet, dead or alive?
Oh, boy. Well, we'll go back to Michelle Obama, I guess.
Right? Like, wouldn't you like just to want to invite her for tea and just hang out?
Yeah, I think like I'm not starstruck by anybody, but I could hang with her. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. And the last of the rapid fire questions, what are you most grateful for?
Oh boy, this list is going to go on and on. But first and foremost, my kids. I'm very lucky. They're, healthy, good-hearted, loving. I couldn't be more proud of who they've become as adults. So very grateful for them, grateful for Matt, grateful for my parents, my siblings, my team, my Leading Edge. I've been with Leading Edge for 20-something years. Well, maybe it wasn't Leading Edge, but Linda and Eileen, and then Steve, and then Paul. And I'm really grateful for the company I work for. My dogs, I'm Christine, I could go on and on.
I know you love your dogs.
Like, I'm a very, very fortunate person.
Yeah, that's great. What's the best? What'd you say?
I said, that's why I'm going to stay in the moment.
Yes, absolutely, because you just never know. What's the best way for people to find you?
I don't know. Call Megan? No, like it. Let's see what Megan would say to this. It's obviously my website, which is it'll be ramped, but maryscimemi.com. My telephone number, which is easy access. We're on the internet. So, and my email, maryshimemi@comcast.net. So
okay, perfect. And we will spell out, we'll put that in the comments because Shimemi is not an easy name.
No. You want to say SCH and it's SCI.
Yes.
You know those
M-E-M-I.
Italians.
I know. They do. They like to be different. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This is so fun.
I know, I sit there and I said, we know each other so well through the company of being in a crowd of people, but it's the first time I've sat alone with you. It's been really nice.
It is nice. Yeah. I know. It is
Thanks
nice.
for picking me second.
Yeah. Not third.
I still hold the sign up though. I'm excited.
I love it. And thanks to everybody who was watching today. If you enjoyed this episode with Mary Scimemi, please leave us a comment and share it with your friends. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to click that subscribe button so that you get notified next time we have a new episode. Have a great day, everyone. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd love it if you'd like, comment, and share it. Check us out at leadingedgeagents.com and like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn.